Hi, I thought I would make another video to reflect on my second week of doing a Panchakarma. And I really hope you can hear me because outside there are monsoon rains going on. And to be honest, they sound beautiful. They are wonderful to be in. But I hope it's not blocking the noise. So let's just see how this goes. So I wanted to start even just by talking about why I'm even doing a Panchakarma. I realize I don't think I've explained this or shared much about this, but shared a little bit about it on Instagram recently, but thought I'd also make a video to explain more. So one is I just believed in Ayurveda and I had heard about a Panchakarma. I knew it could be a good detox for the system. You know, I'm not someone who does these like juice cleanses and things like that. I think I've had my levels of skepticism about them, but I do understand some of the tenets of Ayurveda, and so a Panchakarma as a detox makes sense. You know, I just think, if you have ways of cleansing and clearing your body in a holistic way, then, why not try this? That's one reason. And then another reason is I get really strong menstrual pains, at least for my first set of cramps. So the first 3 to 5-ish hours of the onset of my period are horrible. It hasn't been like this since, when I was young, it was fine. But the past few years, I've noticed it started happening, and then it would happen here and there, but then for the past few years, it's almost very consistent that those first few hours are just pretty much debilitating, right? Like, the pain comes on, it comes on really strong. I can take some painkillers, but it takes a while for them to kick in, and I have to take a lot of painkillers. And, it feels like I'm giving birth to the child, or worse. Like, it just feels like, I don't know. It's the most horrible pain that I've ever experienced. I also get, at the same time, you're like sweating, you're shaking, I have diarrhea, I'm cramping, I feel really faint. Nowadays, I'm even throwing up because of the pain. And it's like a blur, right? Like, I'm just trying to get through that time. I've seen doctors and they said nothing's wrong. Like, they checked me out, like no endometriosis, no fibroids, scans are all clear. So they've given me methylanic acid, which is anti-inflammatory. So I take that. I'm told to take it the night before, but sometimes your period doesn't come exactly on time, or it comes on different days. So if I miss that and I take it in the morning, it just doesn't have the same effect. And even still, it's still kind of painful even if I take it the night before. But it's something that I've just thought about. It's like, it's not okay. Like, I shouldn't be just completely KO for a few hours, and like I can't do anything in that time. I just I try and take I take this methylanic acid, I take Tylenol or acetaminophen, whatever you want to call it. Nowadays I have to take 1,500 milligrams. I used to be able to do 1,000, but now my tolerance has gone up. I have a hot bag. I have oregano tea. It's like I'm trying to do all these things to just get through those first few hours. And then afterwards it's okay. And sometimes it's as if nothing even happened, which is like, it's like gaslighting me. That like, I was just in all this crazy pain. And then like a few hours later, it's like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's great. Life is good. My hormones kick in and like, I'm really happy. It's hilarious, but not hilarious. And I don't know if I said this, but maybe I'll say it again if I forgot. But like nowadays, like the past little while, I also vomit, like I throw up because I think it's just such a surge of pain. So yeah, it's not great. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is I have scoliosis, which means my spine isn't straight. It's been like this since I was about 12 or 15, and it's something that, to be honest, doesn't bother me very much. I'm very active. You probably see me dancing and doing lots of yoga and traveling and running around, and yeah, I'm very lucky that it's as stable as it is. But I do know that every once in a while I'll get something, like I'll throw something off, like my knee will get thrown off, my leg or my shoulder or something. And I know that, and my osteopath tells me, he's like, it's because structurally I'm just a little bit more prone. So I figure if there's anything that I can do to just improve my frame, reduce tension, I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders and my back. So if there's anything that I can do to just help maintain it, then that'll be awesome for my self-confidence. So, and also help with all my yoga and dance. So that's another reason. And then I have a couple other reasons, which I won't go into everything, but yeah, so those are just the main reasons of why I was even interested in doing an Ayurvedic Panchakarma. There's lots of different treatments in Ayurveda. It's not just doing a Panchakarma. That's just something obviously I'm doing, so I'm sharing my experience with that. Massage is a really big part of Ayurveda. There's different treatments, like if you ever, I don't know, you've probably seen pictures online of like, oil being dropped on your head, or like these like wells of, they're like dough, and maybe it's like curved around your eyes or curved on your lower back, and they pour oil. Those are different types of treatments. So yeah, there's a whole host of different things. There's obviously the supplement side of things, there's the diet side of things. So Ayurveda is, in my opinion, is something that has a lot of really cool solutions, and they're all based in nature, and I really do believe in turning to nature and trying to avoid medicines where possible. Use them when you need to. They have their role and their place, but I don't want to be in a place where I'm dependent, like for example on the painkillers, right? Like I am taking 1,500 milligrams now. Before I used to take 1,000, and now my tolerance has gone up, and I worry like what happens if I get to a point where I need 2,000 milligrams of Tylenol to stave off the menstrual pain, but also just in regular life. Like if I hurt myself or I need to take Tylenol for some other reason, I don't want to be putting in so much chemicals into my body. So yeah, that's just a little intro background. And then I also wanted to tell you a little bit about how my last week went. I think I shared a reflection after my first week, and so this second week has been similar in some ways to the first week, but a little different. Diet-wise, everything's pretty much been the same, so that's been great. And also the food is awesome. Like I'm just eating all this home-cooked Kerala food, light vegetables, lentils, rice. It's amazing. I'm so happy every day that I get to eat all this food. I don't know what it's going to be like when I'm gone, where I have to, obviously I'm in India, I'm going to have amazing food, but just knowing how healthy this is, and it's just like made with loving hands, it just makes me so happy. In terms of my schedule, it's been kind of similar. So in the mornings, again, everything starts at 7 a.m. I was getting a head massage, Abhyanga, which is body massage with oil, medicated oils, and this time different oils than last week. So they've been progressively getting like stronger or more intense. And then after that, they would put these heated medicated oils. They would take these cotton pads, just like 100% cotton. It would be dipped in this hot oil, and it would be placed in certain places along my back, along my spine. It's like to help loosen those muscles. And that was put on and changed regularly. And then afterwards, I would get something called Swedana, which you're put in this box, and medicated steam is pulsed through it. And that felt so good. It's just like being in a steam room, right? Your head is exposed because that would be way too much heat for your head, and it's not good for you. So yeah, it'd start off at 10 minutes, then it'd be 15, then 20, so I'd work my way up. And you really sweat it out. And afterwards, I think the feeling was just so grounding. I felt so good afterwards. Like, yes, I felt tired, but it felt so good in the body to have that steam, that medicated steam. So that'd be my morning. Then I have breakfast. I have a little bit of a break, and then I have my Ayurveda classes in the morning, which I just love. I'm learning so much, and also just having some validation of some of the things that I already know, or either intuitively or maybe from other things I've read about Ayurveda. But I could probably make another video on I mean, I can make a million videos on all the things I'm learning, but maybe a video on just my appreciation for this course and my appreciation for the things that I'm learning. So yeah, so then I have my class, then I have lunch, which, as I said, is fantastic. It's amazing every day. And I hope to learn some recipes soon. I did ask if I could, take a peek into the kitchen, just so I can see, like, how are they preparing, the different vegetables. In Kerala, they have something which is called thoran. So thoran just means, it's just like a vegetable side dish, but every day there's like 2-3 thorans, rice, dal, or sambar or something. So I hope to learn some of the thoran techniques so that I can incorporate them into my day-to-day as well. And then I usually have a few hours of break in the afternoon, but that's the hottest time of the day. So if it's really hot, there's not a ton I can do, because if I go for a walk, it's not good to be out in so much heat, especially when I'm getting all this treatment and your body is working. So I will either nap or chill, or I've made some friends around here, so we'll just chat. And then in the evening, I would have something called kiri, which is this potli massage. Potli is like a sack, it's like a cotton sack, and inside are these herbs. And these herbs are heated on the stove, and then they are pounded all over your back, all over your body. And it sounds really weird, but I find it really relaxing, and it probably sounds like I am getting punched, or that someone is in the room and they're just like having a boxing match, but it feels so good. It's so relaxing. So I would have that, and then it would be followed by Shirodhara. So I was getting Shirodhara the first week, but I'm also getting it this past week, and it's been different. So it was with a medicated buttermilk, and this time was for an hour, whereas the first week is for half an hour. And that, you can feel a difference between like the medical, it was like a herbal tea decoction I got last week. So this week, having gotten this herbal buttermilk, you can feel it's a little bit more relaxing, and it's for an hour, so it's a lot longer. So that's done, and that's done across your head. And that is done to help calm the mind, help calm vata, which is one of the imbalances that I have, which is sort of on the air space side of things, and is one of the reasons why I have some of the issues that I have. And so that is generally quite calming. My mind still races sometimes, but it is what it is. So that's usually what my schedule is. Then afterwards I have dinner, and dinner every day is always some type of very light soup. It's like coconut based, sometimes there's vegetables in it, sometimes there's lentils in it, super light. And then I get this medicine at night, and I'm smiling because it's basically like icing sugar. It's like having cupcake frosting for dessert. I get like a scoop of this. It's made with ghee, palm sugar, there's ashwagandha in it, there's a few other things in it. And I'm all for it. Like, it's great. I'm so glad I get to have this, because not that I'm feeling like starved of sugar or anything, but it's nice to have dessert, Who's gonna say no to that? It's like a little tiny, one little scoop. It's great. So yeah, so that's how my first week has been going, and I would say that I do feel a bit, I feel a bit like more calmer center in general. I did have, my period just came a couple days ago, and I didn't have those same crazy onset pains, and so that's really exciting. I mean, I still had some cramps and was tired and stuff, but nothing like what I had in the past. And what I'm excited about is I know I'm not even done my Panchakarma yet, so I feel like after I'm done this, I could possibly have even less pain, almost no pain. Like, how amazing would that be? Yeah, and they've said that even from the back of my spine, they can see even some slight shifting as well, that it's not as, I mean, I'm always going to have a shape. You know, my spine is twisted like this, and it's also twisted in the plane. So, you know, my rib cage is slightly shifted, my hips are slightly shifted as well. And they say that from the back that they're seeing a difference already. So that's really exciting for me as well. So yeah, I just wanted to maybe explain a little bit more of what I've been going through this past week. I am also just feeling a lot of gratitude that I get to do this, that I have this really cool experience. You know, I'm at this point where, you know, I'm 2+ weeks in. I'm feeling like I'm comfortable, like I have a schedule, I have a routine. There's like this loop that I go when I do a walk in the mornings. There's this other hostel that I was staying at before, and I have some friends there, so like in the evening sometimes I'll just go back to the hostel, even though I'm not staying there, I'm staying at a homestay closer to the center. Like I'll just go to the hostel, go hang out, and it's just nice. It's nice to feel like I am not some tourist here, that I actually, you know my way around in certain places, and there's little cafes that I want to go to or I like going to, and like knowing I have these little spots. So that's a really cool experience, and I was thinking about that yesterday and this morning, that I'm just really fortunate that I get to do this, that I get to have these experiences. So yeah, just grateful that I get to do this. So yeah, just sharing that little bit as well. Anyways, this has been a long video. I hope it's given you some insight into my past couple weeks. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining, and thank you for listening. I send you lots of love, and I look forward to sharing more about my journey and more about my experiences with Ayurveda, the things I'm learning in my course. So yeah, there'll be more videos and more things to come. Bye.